Hey y'all, let's be real. Saying no can make you feel bad, even when you know it's the right thing to do. But here's the truth, setting boundaries doesn't make you selfish, it makes you self aware. You don't owe anyone your peace, your time, or your energy. In this episode, we're talking about letting go of that guilt and choosing you without apology. Because peace feels better than approval ever will. You know what I'm saying? Feels better than approval ever will. That's why this episode is about boundaries without the guilt. Okay? Because don't get me wrong, I get it. Even if you're in a situation and you're looking at someone and you see, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, we're all broken. But from where you stand and you look at someone else and it's just like they need the help. But you know good and well, if you sit here and help that other person, it could drain you. You know what I'm saying? You will no longer think about yourself anymore. You're going to think about how much of an influence you would have to be to help bring this person up. And that's what a lot of us forget and not even realize that you're taking a part of you and giving it to someone else. But what if the roles were switched? You know what I'm saying? Would whoever you're helping out do the same thing for you? When I say do the same thing for you, or probably a lot of y'all out there, myself included, would be like, yeah, with no problem. But the fine print that's not even listed that we have to keep as a reminder for ourselves. Even though that other person or the group of people will sit here and help you when you're low, or like if you don't have it, think about it like this. Would they sit here and throw that back in your face like, hey, you telling me you can't help me? Remember when I helped you when I was low too? That's the thing. I don't want anything from a person if you feel like when I'm not to my highest level and you like to sit here and throw in my face all that you've done for me. That's a lot. That's just letting me know that it was never truly genuine. Like you were just doing it just to do it and have something to say. Like, hey, you did 3, but let's not forget I did 4. That's a lot. If it's not genuine, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. And then you even when you get placed in that mindset, don't worry about it. I'll figure it out myself. And then you come across other people from looking at prior experiences, it makes you feel like, you know what? I'm not even about to sit here and ask for help, because every time I asked for help, I knew what the answer was and I knew how it made me feel. So, no worries. I'll sit here and stress myself out like crazy and just doing the most just to make sure I do not have to look and feel helpless. At least, even though I'm draining myself out, at the end of the day, at least I can say I did it. But that's not good either. Okay. Mind you, I only speak about things that I've been through, and I did that. It was so draining. Okay, real quick, personal talk. It was absolutely so just training. Well, I did train myself, but it was so draining because to all my day ones, you already know where I'm about to go. I'm talking about Georgia. When I was out in Georgia, and mind you, my daddy was there, but my daddy was like, hey, you're an adult, figure it out. And that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. But even with that being said, it came down to my rent. Mind you, I was out in Georgia, and if you know Georgia, minimum wage really is not anything. And I get it. Everyone sit here and be like, but wait a minute, Georgia's cheap. No, it depends on where you live at. So when I was out there in Georgia, mind you, I was working 2 jobs and I was going to school. So my boss at the time, she was great. She'll be like, hey, I know you have classes and everything, so you can leave early. You don't have to come back, but you can. Of course, I'm coming back. I need my check. I got this rent I need to pay. But even with doing all that and coming in super duper early and leaving super duper late, I was still low on rent. When I tell you, for years, every time I got a check, that did absolutely nothing. I was overdrafting my account every single paycheck, okay? And I used to ask for help, you know what I'm saying? I'm excluding my family because my daddy don't count. If he ever saw me get that low, he would. And my mom is like my best friend. She'll do anything for me. But I'm talking about when you asking friends, mind you, at that time where I was in life, I thought it was the right thing to think until I got older, and it's not. No one on this earth is obligated to do anything for you. They're not. I don't care how much you've helped out this person. If it is not genuine and if it's something that they do not want to do, they don't have to do it, and you don't have to make them feel bad for not doing it. You just need to take that L and be like, you know what? You will never do me how I do you. So now I have to evaluate the situation and move accordingly. And if you don't move accordingly, that's on you. Because I did that. I used to help everybody out, even when I didn't have it. If the money I'm giving out was helping me, it would have been helpful if I kept it. I still did it because I'm like, you know what? I love you. Like, we've been around each other for years. You know, like, you're my best friend. You've helped me out. Of course. Why not? And then when your girl got low, the same people I was helping out never came through. They never had it. When I tell you, like, not even a dollar, I mean, like, not even a dollar. And that really helped me out. Of course, my feelings were hurt because I'm like, man, I would have, but duh, that's the key point right there. You would have. That doesn't mean everybody else will. Okay? And I always tell y'all this, but it is so crucial and it is so important. When you are at your lowest, not even other people around you, you can see what you're made out of. When you have nothing and you turn a nothing into something, I need you to remember you did that. You did that by yourself. So it's nice to have people around, but I really need all of us to be okay with making it do what it do by ourselves. Okay? It's nice to have a helping hand. It's nice to have people, like, if ever you need something, I'm always here for you. That's beautiful. And I love that because that's a form of someone just being genuine with you and they really care for you. And it seems like they wouldn't expect anything in return. Oh, yeah, be careful with them too. You know what I'm saying? It comes off genuine, but in the angle, they're expecting something in return. And I would say society kind of like messed me up for years with that because that's what I always thought. Like, no one's going to sit here and help you for free. They want something in return until you sit here, you grow, you get the right people around you. And then you be like, wait a minute, it was never that. You were never looking for anything. And mind y'all, all of y'all out there, ain't nobody talking about sex, okay? Even though that could be in there, but I'm speaking in terms of, hey, I helped you out financially. I need that money back. No, some people are just doing it just to do it. So you have to make sure that the crowd that you surround yourself around, no one, I would say, no one is not going to think like you to a T, but you can really come across some genuine people that just would never, just like you. And I think those people are great because they're, without you even knowing, they are breaking the walls up that you put up after getting hurt after time and time and time again because it's genuine people out here. It is. But what I always say, if you were not an okay version, you have to grow and get past that. Because if you're still holding on to your trauma from the past, you are not going to know a good person when you come across one. You know what I'm saying? You have to leave the hurt you. Don't forget you. Don't forget all that you've been through. take all that and grow with it, because we will never leave things behind us. Trust me, I've tried so hard to leave all that hurt behind, but no, I feel like when you leave that hurt behind and you're not growing from that, you're not really growing into the version that you're supposed to be. Because if you sit here and look at all the hurt from different people, from different situations that you receive, if you take that hurt and be like, you know what, even though it was like that, I can grow from that. No matter how horrendous it is. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we are literally living God's will. God will not allow anything to happen if it wasn't supposed to be. If that was not in his plan, it's not going to happen. I don't care how much you try to avoid it, how you try to do a different path. It don't matter. If God put that in your walkway, in your path, you're going to go through it. You might not go through it in that moment, but at some point, you're going to be like, wait a minute, I tried to leave that. It's in his plan, not yours. Get it together. But yeah, you already know what I'm about to say. The Bible is so important. Read your Bible, get peace, get that connection with God. When I tell you it's one of the best things you will ever do, it is one of the best things you will ever do. But yes, boundaries without the guilt. You know what I'm saying? In order to grow, you have to create boundaries. Stop being that, it's okay, I'm fine. No, it's okay. I understand it was a mistake. Understand this. At one point, things are no longer a mistake. Things that keep happening are either a habit or they meant to do it. That's just what it is. You can't live in mistakes for the rest of your life, because if you're sitting here living in mistakes, that's showing me that you're not growing and you're not trying to grow, because you can see your mistake faster than an outside person can. You know, because you get a gut feeling when you're doing something wrong, or when something happened and, it makes you feel some type of way. Your gut is telling you, look, now you know this was wrong. That's the other thing. We cannot change anything that we've done. No matter how hard we pray, no matter how hard we sit here and say sorry, if you know within yourself that you're genuinely sorry, God automatically knows. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, even with that sorry, since we cannot go backwards, we have to move forward with that. Just look at yourself and be like, you know what? All of these incidents that shouldn't have happened when I was acting like this. Let me change it up 2.5 and be someone different and see how life goes for me. You have to grow. You really have to grow past that trauma. Mind you, I have been living in my trauma for years without even knowing. I have never created boundaries, okay? Because I am this person. I never wanted to tell another person no. I never wanted to do that, because I know how it feels when someone tells you no and you feel like you have nothing else to do. You feel like you don't have anyone to go to. So I've always tried to be that go-to person. Look, if you don't know, I'm going to try and figure it out, because I don't want to see you in this place. But if you keep living life without boundaries, you are literally going to accept and go through any and everything that person or that group of people, whoever you surround yourself around, puts you through, because you have no boundaries. You're just going to be like, oh, it's okay. Maybe they've had a bad day. Maybe they're going through things. This truly isn't them. But if you created boundaries, you would have been like, you know what? I've been speaking about this for like a good little minute. Or we've been going through this for years. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I've told you about it. Hello, it is absolutely no respect there. It is absolutely no change there. They're just putting you in a position of deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not changing. Either you gonna stay with it, or I don't know what to tell you. So I'm telling y'all, boundaries are super duper important. I have created boundaries now. Woo! And I think that's great. creating boundaries, because it's not like I'm telling you no, but I'm just telling you what I'm going for and what I'm not going for. And if you can't respect that, now you can say, I don't know what to tell you, because I am tired of pleasing everyone else. I want to make myself happy and know what happiness feels like, so I know what I'm surrounding myself around. You know what I'm saying? But as always, I really hope that this episode helps someone out there. And I will talk to y'all well, not next Sunday or something. Who knows? I might talk to y'all during the week. Have a great night.